Alright, I'm cleaning up the hubcaps for my old truck. I'm going to do it like I clean up chrome. Hush, dog. Do it like I clean up chrome. The best thing I found is a nickel or aluminum foil. Ball up the aluminum foil. Hey, hush. And basically you take your nickel, find one with a good ridge on it. Like this one's got a decent ridge. And you just very gently scrape the paint off. The previous owner painted everything on my old truck. And this works better for chrome because chrome is actually harder than these hubcaps. They're a little bit softer metal. But it's working, you just gotta be gentle, and yes, I am scraping it up. It's an old truck, it's gonna get dirty. I'm not worried about it. I found it easier to take a pair of vice grips, hold the nickel, give you a little handle. So I'm gonna work on getting this hubcap cleaned up, and then we're gonna do some painting. Alright, Holly's still cleaning up my hubcap there. It takes a lot of work to scrape all the old spray paint off, and whatever won't scrape off, then we'll at least rough it up, and then got some carbon choke cleaner. That'll take most of the rest of the paint off. It worked really good as paint remover, although it's not really that safe, but it works. As for the painting, you can see the black that I did already. I got 3 of these painted black. That's the 4th one right there. It'll be next, of course. And this ring in here was supposed to be yellow originally. I got some yellow paint. I actually got John Deere yellow just because it was available. So in order to tape this off and paint it, I actually bought this thin masking tape, which is really great for if you're doing flames or something on the side of your fender. You can get some bends out of it and it won't crease real bad, and it's really good for curves. So I thought I'd try it on these hubcaps, but these turns are so tight, plus with the ridges up and down and up and down and up and down, it just won't lay right. So I said, forget that. I just got some regular old masking tape, get some good quality stuff, and then I tape it down, and I run my fingernail around this crack to get it all laid down into the crease. And then next step will be to take this brand new razor blade and slowly go around it very carefully to cut off the masking tape that I don't want on there. So that'll be the next step. And then I also just went ahead and picked up some thicker tape to tape off the rest of the stuff so that it doesn't get painted either. So actually that hubcap's looking really nice, and we'll come back to it here in a minute. That's cleaned up good enough. A little carburetor cleaner polishes it up before I paint it. Take just water and a clean towel and try to get all the residue from the carb cleaner off. But no soap or anything, because like dish soap will leave behind like a residue and a scent and stuff. Well, the paint might not adhere as well. So just a little bit of water, rinse this off with a clean towel. Over here I got the yellow ring taped off, cut in. So we're going to go ahead and try to paint this, and we'll see how it turns out. Here's the yellow painted onto the hubcap. There's all the tape. We pulled some of it off already, but we're waiting for it to dry a little bit more before we take the rest of the tape off of there, but it looks really nice. I think it'll turn out good. Pulling the tape off. It's looking good so far. Holly's going to demonstrate the 90-degree pull on tape. You want to pull it just like she's doing. Just basically fold it back on itself and give it a pull, because that'll give the paint a nice cut instead of pulling it up, which will take the paint up with it. So she's just being very gentle and careful with it so that the paint will stay on the metal and the tape will come off. It's looking very good though so far. Very nice. These are the original colors of the hubcaps. And the black and the yellow. I don't know what exact shade of yellow it had, but I picked up John Deere yellow because it was available, and it was pretty close to the original color. So, oh, that looks nice. Actually, she did the paint job on the yellow too. She sprayed all the paint. She did a good job. I rinsed off the hubcap with just straight water to get the carburetor cleaner and stuff off of there, the residue. I got all the tape on there and down in those cracks. You can see the angles on there. And that's good. The hardest part right there is that chevron, but I got it laid out as best I can. And of course the next step is to go around the edges with the razor blade. Well, it's not perfect, I know, but it's ready to put some black on there. So I'm gonna go get my paint can. I got this hubcap all painted. The tape's ready to come off. It's tack dry. And this is the hubcap that I finished. That's the original colors. The yellow's a little bit more pale than I expected, but that's alright. So that one's painted. These are the other two that I got the black laid on. They got dents in them and stuff, but I kind of like the dents because it's an old truck. So hubcaps are painted. Didn't turn out that great. Some of the black on the edges didn't turn out that great. The yellow turned out better than I expected after I did the black first. But the yellow is a little bit a lighter, a more pale yellow than the original Chevy yellow, which is more of a mustard yellow. But it didn't turn out too bad. Looks pretty good. I learned that when you're spraying on a very shiny, very reflective surface like this, that you don't want to use latex paint like the black is. The black is latex, and it would wick up into the masking tape, and it would leave marks like this, which I cleaned up a little bit, and like that. That's a good example of it. It just wicked up through the tape. But the yellow is an enamel, and the yellow laid on much nicer. Turned out very well. So the next step is to paint the rims, put the hubcaps back on.